So now this door is open and it leads to his gem. I don't know what I would call this room. It's really weird. There's another 8 slug. And is there a map in there that we can look at? Anything else? Or is it all just paperwork? Nope, it all looks like just paperwork. It's down in here.
Silver. What do all
There
those
we
colors
go.
have to do with silver?
So now we can open up that box in the room where Tina Balducci is. I believe that was John's car. So we got orange, we got blue, we got green, we got red, we got purple, and we got yellow. Write that down real quick. And those are good. Good to go. Don't think there's anything else we can look at in there. Is there a lower one we can look at? Yes, sir.
Looks like to make this thing,
Okay.
whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon, those are all gemstones, I think.
So this is basically our main goal, or it's going to be our main goal of the whole game, is we need to build this machine using all of these things. So we need to find a pickaxe, we need to find a lamp, we need to find a telescope, and we need to find these 6 gems, some of which we've already seen throughout the train. And this is very late game. Like, this is what you're kind of working toward the whole game. So we won't be coming back to that for a while. And this bottom one. Just this. Could be upset that Befella Doll accidentally knocked the one called Naughty Tina off the shelf and literally, I'm afraid, fractured its tiny skull. Despite my heartfelt apologies, Kamir burst into tears at the sight of the crack, which now traverses Naughty Tina's space. Tears which continued unabated for hours. I told her I'd order another as soon as we reach Copper Gorge. So Naughty Tina has a crack in her face, which is another signifier as to which doll Naughty Tina is. So you can kind of look around here.
This is where Jake's
That's where the pickaxe goes, obviously. This is also, you need steam to go to this thing, so that's why we need to connect all the pipes. You can play with this. And this is where the spyglass and the lamp go. So that's where we're putting those.
According to that diagram
This is where all the
I found,
gemstones
6
go.
gemstones are supposed to go in these 6 holders, but I have no idea which one goes where.
So yeah, we need the gemstones there, so we can't do anything with that yet. God damn it, stop buzzing. Stupid phone. It's Mike texting me about sports. Sorry, I'll be 2 seconds here while I text him back. Okay. So
What's supposed to go here?
This is where we're supposed to put the map, but we don't have that yet either. So a lot of different things to do that we don't
Looks
have
like I need to
access
enter
yet.
8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters?
So we need a combination of 8 letters to go in here, but I don't think we can do that yet. What we can do, though, is we can do this puzzle, which is another one of those, you just click until one stays down, and then you just keep doing that. Pretty simple. God damn it. Be kind to me. Literally the last one. Oh my god. No, you son of a bitch. See if I can even remember. No, I don't even remember what the hell I hit now. This. Was it the middle one? Yes. This. There we go. So we crack this door open, and we get to the caboose.
Lori?
And who do we find but
my
fucking
gosh.
Lori?
I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense, Nadine.
She's just chilling back here the whole time.
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see,
Fuck
I
you,
wasn't
Lori.
really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
I still don't understand how that works. We're on a moving train. How the hell did you go behind a bookcase in the dining car and somehow slip by everyone into the caboose? It makes no sense. This isn't a building, it's a moving train. So unless you were crawling like outside the cars and jumping from car to car, I don't understand how that was possible. But whatever, I
So
guess.
it was just all for show?
No one's gonna
Well,
question
not
it.
entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it.
Amazing.
Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
Yes.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Oh, right.
Stop
Well,
it.
see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except I also found this.
Camille's vibrator.
It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take
That
it.
texture
You want
sucks.
me to have it? Why?
It's very blurry.
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
Perfect. That's what we should be doing. Because I don't want to hang out with you anymore, Lori.
So you want me to try to figure out where the mine is?
Uh-huh. As for the other people on board,
Fuck
if you
'em.
want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Because she's stupid.
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well,
Please
I
tell
don't
me
know
why
you or
you're
those
famous.
Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
They invented
Whatever.
Harvey's
I
hamburgers.
didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show. And I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train. And now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
Tino.
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those
I met
robberies.
Tino when he's
Inviting
tried to
him
grab
here
my
for
ass in
this
the
was a
bar because he
no-brainer.
seems like the
what
kind of
an
guy who would
awesome
do something like
detective.
that.
And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does.
How well do you know Charleena?
How to take
from
credit
South?
for everything
I
while
just
doing
know her from her
nothing.
books,
Tino
which
Balducci's
are
autobiography.
So good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies.
I see.
What I'd
It's
really,
right there next
really
to you.
like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back,
thought you had no
I
friends.
sent Charleena some ideas, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
Guess I
Sounds
better
like
get
Charleena.
to work.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
I will not do that. So we found Lori a mere 15 minutes into the game. She's incredibly easy to find. So if you were thinking the whole mystery was going to be about where the hell Lori went, you were mistaken. So here is a cabinet that we cannot get open yet.
Naturally. I wonder how you open it.
There's also...
Wonder how you're supposed to get this open.
That's all locked up tight.
Looks like a
There's a
dance floor, maybe?
So we gotta actually perform a stupid dance with these shoes. But we obviously don't know the dance yet, so we can't do anything with it. So this stays here for now. We got this trunk in the corner, which has the screwdriver, so we can get those panels open and start connecting pipes. They got some weird photos in here, like, isn't that Marie Antoinette? Why would she be in this train? Anyway, okay, so why don't we take a look at this letter?
1901 from somewhere in Colorado.
I'll just
Dear
let Nancy
Ruth,
do with
I know
it.
that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am
That's
writing to
sad.
you to tell you about my mine before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with
Why would
my
he care
train,
after he
which shall
died?
be yours upon my death,
He
I
can't
promise that
profit
you'll
off
be
of
able
it
to
anymore.
find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado, and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her, and heard her, and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
What if this letter just got lost and the train just got destroyed like 2 weeks after he wrote it? Embarrassing. So that letter, of course, is basically the big hint thing for this whole game. It's another treasure hunt, which I really like, of course. And that letter holds all the clues that you need to basically progress. So the first thing we can do is actually this thing. And this relates to that part in the letter where he says, you'll need a map, so to obtain it, you need to find these cities. And so what you need to do, I'll actually write these down maybe so I don't waste time. But on the machine that's directly in front of us, it's basically like a word search you'll see in a second. And you're going to need to find all of these cities in order on the word search there. Central City, Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Calico is the first one. And so you need to find where that's located on here, and then those will disappear and the whole letters will rearrange themselves. So now Silverado. And then Central City. Sit. Where is Central City? There we go. Dodge City. That one's done. Virginia City. And then Tombstone is our last one. And you're going to be left with 8 letters here. N, V,
Guess I'm
R,
done.
Z,
Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters.
A, A. So if you haven't figured out what to do with that yet, remember that there was a code with 8 letters in his engine room here. I'm just going to refer to it as the engine room. I have no idea if
That
that's
must be
what it's
the
actually
projector
called.
Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth.
Thank you. So this thing right here is what you got to open up, and you got to punch in those letters that were left over after you completed the puzzle in the last room there. So we got N, V, R, Z, T, E, A, and that's going to pull the map off the wall and put it in its place. This is some pretty high-tech stuff, once again, for like the mid-1800s. Like, I suppose it's possible, but...
Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where?
So we got the map in place, and now we just need to rebuild his machine so that it'll show us on the map where his mine is, obviously. So we got that lovely section done. So the next thing what we can do is we can open that box in Tino's place, in Jake's car, because we have the code for that. So we can open this up, and this we found in the engine room in one of the drawers, where it says silver is orange, blue, green, red, purple, and yellow. And that's going to give us this thing. And it's
Wilson
going to
carbide
give
and
us...
acetylene works.
I've sent you 2 lamps, which you should receive by the end of the month. When you get them, simply place carbide in the lower chamber, water in the upper chamber, then use the built-in flint lighter to ignite the jet of gas, which results. As you'll see, the carbide lamp is an exceedingly practical device, especially for people in your dark and dangerous line of work. Would that you or I had invented it. In your last letter, you sounded quite despondent, old chum. I suppose this is understandable in view of your failure to strike it rich. But I am living proof of how quickly misfortune can turn into good fortune. Little did I suspect 5 years ago that my attempt to produce aluminum would instead produce calcium carbide, or that calcium carbide, when placed in water, would release acetylene. Yet suddenly, I was the surprised but happy owner of the patent for an inexpensive way of manufacturing an extremely flammable gas. Just as I became wealthy when I sold that patent, I have no doubt that you two will
Always
someday
your friend, Thomas Wilson.
be rewarded for your efforts. Continue to keep me apprised of your adventures, dear friend, and never ever give up. May the lamps I sent you soon light your way to the gold you seek. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. So, I think...
Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
So that's the dance, of course, that we need to do on the dance floor in Camille's car. Or in the caboose, sorry, not Camille's car. I'll be mixing these up a lot. So, I'm not sure if Thomas Wilson was the actual creator of acetylene or not, but he's there anyway. And he's apparently
Well,
knows...
it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug?
Even though that's...
I mean, I
was
knew
that
slug
slug?
was a clue.
Did we actually
That's why I
need to
gave
use it to
you.
get in there?
I mean,
I guess we
could have
did.
found
didn't
Lori
we?
no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tino.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley in his mind, let me know, okay?
I will not.
Just so I
I
can
will
you know,
absolutely
give you
not.
advice, help you sort things out. After all, The opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
Everyone's calling her stupid, and they're probably right.
Did you two go out?
Nope, no, never went out. No.
That was convincing.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
Do you know where the mine is?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Okay, I'll be looking forward to it, Tino.
Do you think I could take a closer look at that?
He's
Google
probably taking
statue?
a dump on the
What, that
toilet
cigar
and came up
clipper?
with some stupid idea.
Go ahead, take a look.
It's a cigar clipper? That's amazing. I need that
I
gemstone.
bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tino will know I'm onto something.
So, what's he gonna do about it?
Interesting.
Fuck Tino.
I just wanted
Piece
to
of
get a
shit.
good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
Leave the train and leave my life.
It's been great talking to you.
Don't mention it.
God. Ah, Tino. No, I do want him to stay, just because he's hilarious. So now we can actually go about collecting these gemstones, because we're going to need them for the machine, obviously. So I'm just going to head back, and I'm going to tell everyone, I guess, about the Lori was found, which is wonderful.
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I
In
guess
my
those
caboose?
vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe
John's psychic
they're about
vibes.
you.
Me? I'm not in any trouble.
Trust me. Either you or Lori is,
Look
or
at how
soon
thick
will
that
be in
laptop
big
is.
trouble.
Jesus Christ. Mid-2000s laptop. Could kill someone with that thing.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
Of course not.
I won't keep you any
You
longer.
should start your
Take
own
care.
psychic cell, John. Start her up. Okay, I don't think there's anything we can look at in here that I know of. I don't think we
It's
can do
locked.
this box yet because we don't have the key for it. We can't play the piano because John's
That
in
tool
here.
I saw
We
in
can
the
do this
caboose.
though.
I bet that's what you used to unscrew these bolts.
So you thought this was easy, but it's not, because a bunch of these are connected to other screws somehow. I don't understand how that works, but it does. So what you gotta do is you gotta line up all the screws with these dashes or lines in the metal, as you can see here. Ugh. Most of them move another one. There's one that doesn't move, so you just gotta keep doing them until you're left with the one that only moves itself.
More pipes to
There we
connect.
go. Wonderful. So this one's a little bit different. The red and the blue pipes all move together, so I actually find it a little bit easier because there's only so many ways you can connect them.
Here we go.
So there we go. Done. So that one's done. We got two more. I guess we could check out... Okay. What slugs do I have? 8, 3, and 7? Okay, I can't do that. What is the duck and what's the square? The square is 4, so I can't deal with that yet. And the duck is 1, so I can't do that either. So we can't do those, fill in those yet. Because we don't have the required slugs for them. I'm sorry about my phone, everyone. It keeps going nuts. So this we can't open until much later in the game. I'm starting to remember what we have to do now. Oh shit!
What is that?
Glowing orbs dancing beside the train. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's what Jake, I guess, thought was his wife dancing alongside the train at night. But we'll see what it is. You can kind of decide for yourself whether you think it is or not. Oh, there's another gemstone in this dude's eye too, I forgot. So we should have 2 now, and we know where the third one is, but we can't get it yet because Tino's in there. So let's head back to the dining car. See what Charleena has to say about all this shit.
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
Ugh, dripping with scorn. Dripping with it.
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots. As
You
for
write
Mr.
shitty
Balducci,
romance
from what I've
novels, so
read,
calm it down
his
there,
success in
Charleena.
solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of
But any
being in the
shitting
right
on
place
Tino
at
I approve
precisely
of.
the right time.
In other words, you don't think he deserves all the attention he's getting?
No.
Absolutely
You and
not.
those two Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives.
Ugh, ironic.
Is that all, dear?
Irony.
Did you know that Lori wants to be a romance novelist?
Doesn't everyone?
No. God, no. It's not a very common dream, I don't think.
Have you discussed any of her ideas with her?
No. Could we please talk about something a little more pleasant?
What's unpleasant about that? I don't get you,
Well,
Charleena.
I'll let you go.
All right, then.
I don't get you at all. What was unpleasant about
Nancy,
that conversation?
what's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
You found Lori.
No thanks
Yep,
to you, idiots.
she's holed up in the caboose.
No, they're cool,
and as a
right?
reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues
For being
telling her how
like
to find his
apparently
mom.
really great
Only
detectives
the
as well,
clues are
Frank and Joe don't
extremely
do a
obtuse.
whole hell of a lot during this
You
mystery.
found Lori, you got the letter with all
They
the
do more in
clues.
number 15,
Guess
which
you
is
don't need
nice.
us anymore.
Oh,
Exactly.
Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you
No.
kidding? You bet I do.
You guys don't do
Now
anything.
you're talking.
That's
Balducci
not-
wants me to share everything I find out about Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
This is to fuck off.
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
Indeed.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charleena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her.
I'll ask her. We like Charleena, what's her face? Please tell me how to find the name of this engineer.
I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it, you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her!
Show her what?
That old picture we found!
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Ugh.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
See you later.
If you need anything, just let us know.
See you guys later. Also, if you have not noticed, there's another gemstone in the chandelier, which is zircon. So we now have 3 gemstones. We're going actually at a pretty quick pace. I actually remember a hell of a lot more than I thought. It's coming back to me.
An eagle. Where else have I seen an eagle?
So this is to clue you in that this is another thing that's locked and you gotta do this slug puzzle to unlock it, but we don't have the necessary slugs for it at this point, I don't believe. That's just Sadie Crawford. So I think the only other thing we can do right now is the
Back already?
See you later.
dance.
You better.
At least that's something we can do, because this thing, we don't have the means to open up the duct in the square either. Suppose we call the engineer.
This better be Miss Girard.
Well, actually,
Forget it.
Never mind. He's gonna be a dick about it, I guess. Okay, so I guess we can try and attempt to do that dance. The one thing I didn't mention is that you can actually take pictures with your phone in this game. Send to Best Marvin. There. You can have a nice picture of a tabletop. And you're gonna need that for one of the puzzles in the game here. So I'll probably do the dance and then I'll cut it, because we've made some pretty good progress here. dance. Yeah, I don't think we can do the square. Or can we? No. I think the square is 4. Oh, okay, I guess we can do it. Plus 4. Isn't the duck 1? No. Maybe I'll take a look at that thing and figure out. The duck is 1, the eagle is 2. So let's see if we can do anything about those, I guess, while we're here. Ugh, Jesus. No. And the square is 4. There we go, plus 4. The duck is 2, so is there any way we can do this? No, I don't think so. Because we need more, so no, we can't do anything with that yet.
Whoa! Somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
What a jackass.
Question is, did somebody throw the brake?
I was on my way to do something.
Oh, Joe,
Bastards.
now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
Who was the next person on the scene?
John Gray. Then Balducci came bursting through one door while Frank and the engineer came through the other. Boy, was that guy ticked.
Who's the
He said
engineer?
the train
Never
could have
met him.
derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charleena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
Ugh.
Do you think she could have thrown the brake and snuck back to her laptop without your seeing her?
Not likely, but possible, I guess.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Ah, Joe.
Joke,
I'm
we're
going to
making
see
up
if
conspiracy
Balducci's
theories.
done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
See if we can call the engineer about it.
Engineer,
Hi, I'm Nancy Drew. I talked to you before, very briefly.
you're not the one who pulled the emergency brake, are ya?
No.
Good. Because if you were, I'd have to come back there and throttle you. Old as
He's
this
gonna
train
murder
is,
whoever
it's a
did that.
wonder it stayed on the tracks.
Oh, man.
So you have no idea who threw the brake?
Like I just said, if I did, I'd be back there tanning
spanking
their
him
eyes.
over one
If
knee.
you don't mind, I gotta get back to work.
So he doesn't talk too much throughout this entire game.
More questions?
I'll
You know
touch
what?
bases with you later.
All right then.
I'm gonna talk to people after, because I want to cut this. So I'm getting kind of tired and my voice is getting kind of rough. Oh, I guess we can inspect the emergency brake while we're back here.
Looks like Tino's through dusting for fingerprints.
There's nothing down here.
Better not mess with that puppy.
I should pull it just to be a dickhole. Fuck you people. We're doing it twice. Yeah, I'll talk to everyone after. As long as nothing stops me anyway. Okay. Okay, this will be fun to try and figure out. Okay, so the black feet are your left foot, obviously, and the white feet are your right feet. And so what we have to do is you gotta step on the right squares in the right order here. So I'm just gonna make a little grid here. Okay, let's see if I can do this here. Okay, so once you get that figured out, step onto the
Darn,
floor.
the name of the shoes is
Oh,
so
right.
big I can't tell what it is.
I'll do that
Maybe
after.
Bess and George can help me figure out who made them.
I'll do that after. I'll do that in the next video. Okay, so gotta do these in order. So this one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one comes across. This one goes here. This one comes down here. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. There we go. We treated this real creepy cutscene. So we get another gemstone. I believe this one is tourmaline. Still can't open up that door.
Guess
We
Camille
can't
liked to
open this
collect
shit
dolls.
up. And so this is where you need to figure out which doll is which. So, yeah. I'll do some... Jesus Christ. You can find info about them all over the train, but I'll write down where everyone is, and I'll deal with this in the next video. Jesus, some of these are really fucking creepy. Some of them you may recognize. That's Awful Ursula, I believe. The cracked one is Naughty Tina, as you imagine. I think this one is Edgar Anderson, or whatever the hell his name is. God, that's creepy. But yeah, anyway, I'll get back to that in the next part, I guess, in the next video, because my voice is getting worn out here, so... And we did, like, a lot. This game is moving real quick, so... I'll catch you guys next time.